Dearest beloved friends, family, divine brothers, welcome to another of In the Raw, RK's Guyana Free Media. And I'm your host, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, In the Raw. Today I have an old newspaper of Thursday, December 2nd of the Kaicho News, page 5, David Hinds Rantings as he lost it. This is an article or a letter written into the media by Mr. Neil Adams, and Mr. Neil Adams is no amateur or Lilliputian when it comes to journalism, communications, intellect, brilliance, and wisdom. Recently, a Guyanese, dear editor, he's writing, recently a Guyanese friend from the United States sent me some video clips showing the rantings of David Hinds on the topic of the black pudding lady. Well, I did a part on that concerning poor Mr. Hinds, and what a shame. I'm trying to do an article, to turn it into an article also for the newspaper, but it seems like I will never get it done, because we are always so busy here. But let's see what happens, hopefully very soon. And he now is saying, after reviewing the clips, I could not help but going into fits of convulsive laughter, he says, which naturally spurred my friend to ask the question if my laughter was the reaction to the spineless antics of Hinds. And my answer was a resounding no. I explained that he was witnessing the revelation of a doctor of philosophy, a renowned historian, and so-called authority when it comes to matters of the black race. Interesting. Mr. Neil Adams is saying, precisely because it will appear to me he's inferring that Dr. David Hinds, political conspirator and mass minder to destabilize the government and the nation Guyana, and that he, David Hinds, doctor of politics, is instead a black pudding specialist, it would appear. This caused my friend to become even more bewildered as to why someone with such a wealth of knowledge could behave in such a manner. Well, my answer to him was that Hinds was indeed an educated man. Is he? I'm asking that question. And certainly not mad. Let's say, at least not yet. Mr. Neil Adams is saying, but an academically certified educator he is. But I had to do some further explanation that education does not necessarily make one intelligent. Well, that is true. A man might have a bachelor's or a master's degree, but he might not be a thinker. One might be qualified, have certification, but is not a thinker in positive thoughts, development, excellence, and elegance. My beloved, divine friends and family of In the Raw. So you have to make this thing clear that education does not mean one is intelligence, which you can clearly see from Hinds' rantings. But still the question lingers, why would a grown man be ranting and raving over harmless delicacies such as black pudding? I mean, the man was in Guyana. The only thing he saw in Border Market, in Monrepo, is an Indian woman selling black pudding. Freddie Kissoon corrected him and said his sister used to sell black pudding. And I used to eat black pudding until I know it's not good for me. And so I stopped it. But it's a delicacy in Guyana. So this doctor of politics and philosophy is instead a doctor of black pudding. Back to the article. Is it because the name black in the pudding conjures up such hate and acrimony in this black consciousness man? Let me read that back, please, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Adams is asking, is it because the name black in the pudding conjures up such hate and acrimony in this black consciousness man? Or is it because an Indian lady has now infiltrated something Hinds considers a black lady's domain? Which is it? He's asking. Has black pudding lost its blackness because it is packaged and sold by an Indian lady? Which is it? I used to run a restaurant which I owned in New York, and I used to have black pudding. But sometimes the poor lady didn't make it. Maybe she purchasing it from a black man or a black woman. Because I had a beautiful Afro-Guyanese guy living in Coney Island in Brooklyn. This Afro-Guyanese brother used to bring this black pudding hot and piping into my restaurant, and delicious, and within half an hour, all the black pudding disappeared. It's sell out. So, maybe the lady bought it, but so what? So, how many Africans are selling dal puri? A young man, how many black people sell dal puri and curry? A lot? From a youngster, beautiful boy here, officer, partnering with me here. Brilliant young man saying he's in dal puri and pulao too?
Yes.
And abara?
Yes.
Right. And chutney and thing? Right. So how come them sell that and none of we of the Indo-Guyanese intellectual groupings do not critique it or be upset that African people are making dal puri? Look, I want to digress a little bit. I was driving up in the east coast of the Mararas a number of years ago, and as soon as you enter Buxton, on the left hand side, I was coming back, there was a little restaurant that said hot dal puri. So I stopped to go in and we were hungry, and we bought some hot dal puri with shrimp curry. Man, look at smelling the thing right now. Them people curry, black people. When you like to talk about black people, I said Guyanese, I love Guyanese, all. Them people shrimp curry tastes more better than the Kuriman or the Indian shrimp curry, bunjal. And the dal puri was melting in my damn mouth. So delicious it was. So they're selling bunjal shrimp with dal puri, which is Indian domain, or no, it's not Indian domain, it's Guyanese domain, but created by Indians. So why should I object about that? I was so happy. I enjoyed the damn thing so much. Now, a year or so after, I remembered, and I took my office team to go for a breakfast there. And when we went there, they were no longer there. They left. And I was upset. And I found out where they were from. And I went all the way into Maikoni. Now when you come down, Maikoni, high span, you turn by the police station, and you go into Maikoni, you're coming down, make a right turn there now, and you're going down. They have the store now moved in that area, ladies and gentlemen. And I went in there, oh God, it was the same dal puri. And when I told them, the guys were so happy. So all of we eat dal puri and shrimp and whatever everybody want. And the next thing, they were so happy that I was complimenting them. They gave me a special bag of dal puri and some bunjal shrimp and dal, and their dal tastes more better than some Indian people dal. Every home cook it differently. Everyone is delicious to take to my wife. What amazing Guyanese people we have. These are Afro-Guyanese man. Love. David Hinds, love. Rickford Burke, love, brother, love. Love each other, man. Don't discriminate in anything, man. Live in joy and peace and harmony, man. Love will conquer anything, man. Let's move on. Well, for starters, I direct Hinds to the Afro-Guyanese gentleman that sells dal puri. Oh, Neil Adams, you're wicked, boy. You're wicked. I love you. I love you, Neil. You're wicked till I love you. Well, for starters, I direct Hinds to the Afro-Guyanese gentleman that sells dal puri in front of the horse racing betting shop by the East Coast bus park. In my book, he sells some of the best there. Best there is in the food world. His delicacy is micro tin. That was exactly what the African gentleman in Buxton had done. I was doing now. The thing was so thin, it was melting in the mouth. So he's saying his delicacy is micro thin, moist and super sweet. That has changed the fact that this dish originated from the Indian subcontinent. And I would give you a resounding no for an answer. It is like token. The Indian lady at Monrepo who sells the best black pudding in the town should should not evoke the ire of anyone. What Hinds must come to is realization and cross cultures to have a healthy existence in Guyana today. It's something that my sensible academician would encourage and not criticize. Now this brings us right back to the discussion as to the root cause for Hinds being so caustic against Indians and by extension the PPPC government, and has nothing to do with the Indian lady selling black pudding at Monrepo. So ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do with these kinds of people? He has to come to a realization that we are Guyanese, man. Stop with his hate, man. The hate is going to kill you, man. It's going to put poison and worms in your heart, David and Rickford Burke. So what are you saying here? Right, black pudding, blah, blah, blah. In fact, back to Neil Adams' letter, it lies deep in the heart of Hinds and others of his ilk, his kind. That is, the stealth craft, stealth. You know, like the stealth bomber, the quiet, silent, creeping up craft of rigging has been dealt a severe blow and it is now dead. So his party, I'm not saying the WPA because he's no WPA, he has proven that rigging has been given a severe blow and is now dead. No more can his or any party cheat and steal to win an election in Guyana. This is what has caused Hinds to become so paranoid in his undertaking to undermine Indians and the PPPC government in Guyana, and goes also for Rickford Burke and Mark Benchop and a few of their ilk useless phenomena. This is the root cause for a seemingly normal man to behave in such. This is the root cause in the raw, ladies and gentlemen. This is the root cause for a seemingly normal man to behave in such an irrational manner. Hinds and his cohorts, and we know them, Mark Benchcup and Rickford Burke. Hinds and his cohorts are hopping mad over the fact that they are not going to see power another time on a rigging ticket. And then we know one man was getting how many millions per month for nonsense in America, for propagandistic work. Hinds and his friends in the PNC are in essence looking down the chute. No more would the despicable system of rigging haunt our electoral machinery again. This is the reason, in my opinion, for Hinds losing his mind. You wonder why this kind of hate, man? Why this kind of hate, man? Why, man? Let's live in love and glory and joy, man. Hinds, boy, I know I'm disappointed in you, man. You are one of my heroes in the days of Walter Rodney. And I'm disappointed. Well, Burke doesn't care anything about anything, but I still think in Hinds' heart, some of the vestiges and the powers of power, of beauty, of humanity is in the heart of Hinds coming from Walter Rodney. And for Rickford Burke, man, I actually was trying to motivate you to tell you could want to become the leader of the opposition and lead Guyana for the PNC, but you have lost it all, man. Why are you doing this to yourself? I'm trying to create this harmony and hate and pain in this beautiful country. I want African people to kill Indians. Why? African people are leaders. African people in this country are wise and sensible. African people in this country have been our teachers, our mentors. They are the people we've been looking up to throughout our life. They are the people who have taught us all this nation continue to do. The best of the judiciary, some of the finest ministers. One of the finest ministers I ever saw was Minister Blackman, former Minister of Health. You know, there are so many other that I have loved, men and women, even Mrs. Burnham, Viola Burnham, elegant, beautiful. Why are you trying to get Africans to hurt Indians and hurt Indian businesses? And then those who are African business people, they purchase most of their stuff from the Indians. who are the importers historically of goods. So how will they survive? Come on, we need each other. We're partners. We must love in dignity, joy, and respect. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji, Dr. Roshan Khan, in the Raw. Say thank you, beloved and divine friends. Go in peace.